Tucker,
Yes.
Chris Repetta,
Recused.
Pam Moffler, yes. Greg Carnes,
Yes.
Herm Ferguson,
Yes.
Dean Haas,
Yes.
Jennifer Eden,
Yes.
See, they didn't even explain. He's saying that he's wondering what's going on. They're going into closed session to, if they're gonna be back. And then, you all get to comment on that one thing, not everything else. Sorry, what you said? No, that's not what you said. You did not say that.
Officer, get the fuck away from me.
You want to tell my wife she's an evil cunt?
I didn't say nothing. You didn't.
Yeah, you
say
did.
nothing. Get away from me.
You may watch the
Get
video.
away. Get away from me.
You want me to
Get
get
away
away?
from me.
You keep your fucking mouth
You
shut.
shut the fuck up. Make me. Whoa. Make me, bitch.
Wow.
Sit over there calling me names.
I didn't say anything.
She's
You want to go outside there, old man?
No, sir, you
Bring it on.
I said
Shut the fuck up. What are you talking about?
Because old man, you're gonna be, I'll do it. And I'm a whole lot smaller than he is.
I'm my seat.
You're gonna call my wife a fucking cunt?
She calls me assholes, I didn't call her.
You're a fucking asshole. Prove it. All your bullshit online.
All your bullshit too, buddy.
Really?
It's all your bullshit.
Oh yeah.
You're a big man.
I am a big man. And you're gonna go down, old man.
Well, I'm a little.
Yeah, you are.
Really?
I'll see your fucking ass in
For
court.
what?
Everything running your mouth.
You put everything
You
online.
wanna videotape it?
Yeah, everything
He's
you
calling
got,
my wife a fucking
prove it.
Videotape Scott Eacher calling my wife a fucking cunt. And Kevin Ross saying my wife has a fat ass.
That was Casey Gilbert.
Make sure you videotape that.
Everything.
Really? Right, it was Casey. Yes, and you guys
Everything's online.
because you contacted
You
Casey
can
and
have
asked
say
him.
anything about
You asked him
about your ass.
how.
Everything's online.
Exactly.
It's on there.
Don't even
Keep
wait.
running your mouth.
Years away.
Keep running your mouth.
Right back to the deck.
Yeah, everything's on there. She's the one that put it
You
out.
wanna call the state of Michigan about the complaint on your sexual
Yeah, that's the
harassment?
one that got thrown
I
out.
got truly paid, right?
Yeah.
I got thrown out my ass.
Not thrown out yet, Kevin.
It was not thrown out.
FYI.
Maybe the judge will throw your case out. It's your
Okay.
business.
It's not thrown out, so shut up,
It
Scott.
should be your business.
Shut up, Scott. We're not business partners.
Yep, she posted, she
You're so
is.
fucking
I got it.
stupid.
I posted it online.
You're so stupid,
You're a
Scott.
retard.
Oh, you're the one that, Jeanette posted it.
Shut your
You
mouth.
can understand what you're
Shut
talking
your
about.
mouth.
We got Chris on video helping you set up the.
Oh my God, a friend.
That's why he's supposed to recuse himself.
No, it's not.
You're such an idiot.
No idea what you're
You are such an
Keep
idiot.
going, Scott. I'm gonna make you famous again, motherfucker. Keep going. Keep going.
I'm good, guys. Well, nothing to say?
Keep going.
Come on.
I got nothing to say.
You always have something to say. You wanna go on Facebook tomorrow? You can hide behind your words.
All the time.
Yeah, because you're a stalker. I have blocked you right now because you're a
You took a
stalker.
picture of my house, it was a stalk.
I don't have a picture of
You've been to my house and you videotaped my party.
I took pictures.
You've been to my house.
Yeah, I'm talking about,
You've been, no, you haven't talked about shit. You took pictures and videos.
I was promoting your.
You're promoting Sarah Jersey is what you're doing.
Yeah, I also said how nice your wood was.
Oh, bullshit. And now you're, oh, whatever.
Want to bet?
Yeah, I do want to bet.
Because I can give it to you.
Shut your mouth.
I prove you a liar every time.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, we're big liars.
There's no weed, dude.
We're big liars.
Shut your Bible.
We're running a small business.
That's not a small
Sure.
business.
Run your RV park. You don't have an RV park.
That's
You don't
right.
have an RV park, lady.
You did.
Trailer
Yeah.
You're the fucking trailer
Oh,
trying
is
to
that
rich.
she moved?
What campground do I have?
Yeah.
Oh, you're full.
What campground?
Unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
Wow.
go back to your house.
You didn't even live here, do you?
These guys are great.
I'll take
I would be thankful. Actually, you wouldn't be. Ignorance is all.
That's right, it is.
I'm sorry. Think about getting shot in the car. That's the thing. Well, him and all his buddies.
Because he wants to talk about my life, but I didn't want to say shit to me in person, so.
I
I'm gonna work my ass right
So you're
here.
an asshole.
Really, I'm an asshole? Okay. Come right up here and tell me I'm an asshole.
Just like you said, I'm an asshole.
Make the first round, if you won't fucking stand up 30 seconds, go for it.
I'm not gonna
What
fight
do you do it to me? We already been there.
Yeah, he's half your size.
Exactly.
Yeah, you wanna run your mouth about my wife?
Listen, your wife runs her mouth about me.
You run your mouth all the time about my wife and my business.
Tell her to prove it.
Go fuck yourself.
Listen, your business ends at your property line.
Yeah.
The rest of the township has to deal with the track. That's why we.
What traffic?
What you have, when
You don't, you live 6 miles away.
When you have campers coming in and out, you
Yeah.
don't think we have to deal with
That's a
it?
very legal thing. Did you know that?
Did you have weddings, we have to deal with?
I don't have fucking
Well,
weddings.
you did, we got it figured.
Didn't you just have a wedding here?
Did you videotape my neighbor having all his weddings too and all my friends having weddings? Okay, really?
There you go, more conspiracy.
I had a wedding in my house.
Okay, good for you. I saw
Takes off the tape. I don't throw the board.
I do. Did they do anything about it? Did I get arrested? Was the sheriff sitting right there when I did it? You gonna take care of that, sheriff? She'll take it over. I actually asked her to call the sheriff on Monday. They got the ball. Because I don't know anything wrong. Fish up, guys. The balls are fucking crazy. I watched the video. Why don't you make me somewhere and take me like that? Big things. We're all talking, bro. You need me, Scott. Come over, you got me 7. I'll get you 7. Oh,
How about the other 5 years? See, you don't even know what you're talking about.
well, I'm glad I just I'm out. Go over there. Go over there. I don't care if you don't know that.
they said people are watching for about a year. You don't think these comments, you don't think the comments on the page don't say that they're watching? We can find out. So what? Because that, you can't get nobody to
close the closed session as soon as Herm gets here. We're waiting for her. Waiting for her. The video is not live streaming. Is that correct, Carrie?
That's correct.
It is not live stream. We had a power outage and apparently there's a glitch. Anyway, it is recording. It is recording.
I think it's
Recording? Okay. Okay, but it is recording.
Thanks for trying, Terry.
Yeah.
Just keep in mind, by law, we are not required to videotape our meetings.
No.
No, we're not.
All right, I'm going to call the meeting back to order.
Make a motion to end closed session and resume the regular meeting.
Support.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? All right, the meeting is back in session. And picking up where we left off, new business, number one, the closed session to consult. I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the terms and conditions of the June 17th, 2026 settlement agreement between Jeanette Rapetta and Tyrone Township, and to direct the township supervisor to sign the mutual release of claims.
Support.
Roll call vote?
Greg Carnes,
Yes.
Jennifer Eden,
Yes.
Dean Haas,
Yes.
Herman Ferguson,
Yes.
Zach Tucker,
Yes.
Pam Offler, yes.
All right, the motion carries. With the board approval, Tyrone Township publicly acknowledges that it violated the Freedom of Information Act with regard to resident Jeanette Rapetta in the Freedom of Information Act request that gave rise to Livingston County Circuit Court case number 2026-00003313-CZ. All right, and that closes the closed session. This is not a theater. This is not a theater. This is a board meeting.
Sound like theater.
All right,
Can I ask that we please bring Mr. Rapetta back in at this point, please?
Exactly. They broke the law and they admitted it, so we applaud. Thank you.
that's it. One more time, Mike, you're out.
Thanks, Greg.
Do we know
Where is trustee Rapetta?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Terry, can you peek out the door?
No.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's in the building or not. But we need to get him back in here before we continue. I can go look for him.
Please,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah, absolutely.
I'll go get him.
Okay.
Bob got out of here? Exited? Okay. Okay, we will pick up where we left off. Approval of the consent agenda, Township Board meeting minutes, June 16th, 2026. The Treasurer's Report, May 31st, 2026. And the Clerk's Warrants and Bills, June 4th, 2026.
I have a question
Okay?
before. The Township Board meetings from the June 16th meeting do not include the motion and passing of the fence viewer vote from, and I think all motions are supposed to be, that were voted on and approved, were supposed to be in the minutes. So if we can get that checked and updated for the next,
I'm not convinced there was one.
No, we're not, we will check into it and look and see what the video shows.
okay, the video, I'll just refer you to the video and you can take it word by word. So, but I'm just letting you know that I don't approve of that agenda because of that, so, thank you.
Pam made a motion.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
No,
Communications, Livingston County Sheriff Report, May 31st, 2026. The Budget Report, June 30th, 2026. Planning Commission Meeting Synopsis, June 24th, 2026. And the Planning Meeting Synopsis, July 16th, 2026.
make a motion to receive and place communications on file.
Support.
Can I say one thing, one just comment? I just want to thank Jennifer Eden for including the interest report in this communication area. I think it's been very valuable to show the interest that the township is earning from the taxpayers' money. So thank you very much for including that report.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second to place on file communications. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, no. Public, unfinished business, yeah, because we moved public remarks down. So, unfinished business, we don't have any, so we'll move right into public remarks. I'd like to remind everybody that this is a comment period only and not a question and answer session. So, first up, Mr. Broad.
Mr. Broad, that's pretty official. Tim Broad, Tyrone Township. I wanted to give you guys a couple of compliments, especially you, Jennifer Eden. You've done really well with that money. $27,000 a month we're drawing in interest. That's awesome. Great investing. The other thing that I'd like to give you guys kudos on, there's north of 4 million views of last meeting. So, Herman, you're getting famous. I hope you're happy. And one other thing that I'd like to say, a couple of the people that represent you folks out in the residence keep talking to me about coming in and getting the truth. So I'm asking you to call me because I do have a few questions that I would like answered. So I'm pretty wide open. I'll give you guys the opportunity to call me. I think, Greg, you have my phone number. And I'd love to talk to you guys. So thank you.
Anybody else? Yes.
My name is Julie Dooling, and I'm a resident of Tyrone Township. And I realize that there's a moratorium on the data centers, but I still would like to express my view on them. That we live in this township because of the rural character, the open spaces, natural resources, and a sense of community. And I understand that technology is important and that data centers are popping up everywhere. And I believe that it is the board's first and foremost is to protect the people that already live here. In a project of that size, of what I am reading about, not just on social media, it could have lasting impacts for generations to come. And if it does become before the board as a possibility, I would like for all of you to consider the impact of what it would be to have extensive research done of where the cooling would come from, whether it be air or water, and where that water would be coming from, whether it would be recycled water, whether it would be coming from the ground, local lakes. My husband and I live on Runyon Lake, and if it draws water from the ground and the lakes, from the research that I have read, that it would affect our wells and our lake and surrounding lakes. And within 2 years, less than 2 years, that lake would be destroyed. Not only that, prior to that, there would be environmental impacts to the environment besides just water being drained all around, and how much electricity would be involved, and who would compensate that for the electricity. Or would that be a residential, or we would be further taxed for it? Would that be something that that company would do. And I hope that you all take under consideration that all of us at one point chose to live here for a reason. And I would think that a lot of that reason was because we live in a rural area. I am not for a data center at all. I am not for anything that is going to long-term destroy our environment and our living conditions. And I would hope that most people in our area would feel the same way. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Come on.
You're not gonna kick me out, are you?
And not if you're respectful.
She is completely 100% correct on the Runyon Lake water issue. You figure the Runyon Lake is supplied by 2 outside water sources, not including all of the springs that support it. And there's a lot of springs, because this whole area is one huge aquifer. You got Denton Creek feeding it, and not a lot of people know it, but Jewel Lake also supplies quite the fresh water to Runyon. So, yeah, we really need to consider the water sources around here, my opinion. And many residents' opinions, I'm sure. Last meeting I was at, I learned quite a bit about the master plan. Thanks, Zach. And what I need to figure out is what is going on with the corner of White Lake Road and 23 on the northwest corner, where that is zoned commercial now. I don't know if it was zoned commercial before. I know that the south side, southwest side there, they had a, what do you call that, a game thing going on there. And then you also have the cemetery, mortuary, whatever you call it, there. So, yeah, I would consider that zone for that. You have the church behind that on the western side of, the north side of that property that was zoned commercial in the northwest corner. Was that part of the master plan? Did that get changed? I'm not sure of what happened there, because we're about to change Center Road, northwest corner. So it'd be a great idea to figure out what happened with that master plan, because it might not be working very well. Other than that, I think we're learning a lot with this township board. Thank you very much.
Thank you. No.
My name's Jen Horton. I also live on Runyon Lake. My first meeting, and wow, I'm kind of shocked at the unprofessionalism here, and it's kind of embarrassing for Tyrone Township, to be honest. I won't repeat what everybody said because I feel the same way. Data centers should not be in our community. I'm actually shocked that possibly some of you may feel that they belong here, considering just kind of knowing you and voting for you. To have a person on the board who tells its constituents to zip it is unbelievable and unprofessional. So I want to make it known that I'm not for data centers. I think most of our community is not, for very good reasons that I shared with you in an email earlier today. And I wasn't going to come, but I made a point to come. And like I said, I was very shocked at what I saw. What an embarrassment. But I will say that I did receive a response from Greg Carnes that said, "Dear Jennifer, stop reading social media garbage. Read the statement on the township website. Ropetta propaganda is not factual. Regards, Greg Carnes."
I did say that.
And I read your notice. I read your notice, Greg. And I said nothing in my email about NDAs, not one thing. I was concerned about data centers and making sure that the land usage was used for what your constituents want, because you are here to represent us. I said nothing about NDAs in my email, but you pointed me to that, which is telling in and of itself. So, I do appreciate, Zach, I read your email. I appreciate your professionalism in your response, and I would be more than happy to learn more about what you're doing to protect our land and our beautiful community. So thank you for the opportunity to speak today.
So we gotta hurry here, brilliant people. I'd like to play this for you real quick. It's just part of your last meeting, because I only get 3 minutes, right, Greg? Here you go.
Is the name that the law, Michigan state law requires us to have.
And what is that law again?
It's Act 34, Michigan law is Act 34 of 1978, called Fences and Fence Viewer, and it's section 43.54. Specifically is the point on the fence viewer.
Well, we'll look into this. I'll look into this act with Chuck and all.
I'd like to make a motion, at least put it on the next agenda then.
You hear that?
For the next meeting agenda.
I support that. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
All right, I'll look into it and
Listen.
if we've got enough information to put it in the packet on the next meeting, we will.
You just voted against putting it in the next meeting, correct? So you voted against it. So
I guess we won't put it on the next one.
You hear that, Greg? You just said we won't put it on the next meeting. Are their votes legally binding, brilliant guy?
Are you referring to me?
I'm referring to you. Are they legally bound to uphold that vote from the last meeting?
They can reconsider.
They didn't reconsider. They just did whatever they wanted. They disregarded that last vote.
That's what reconsider.
And you know what? I find it interesting, people. You somehow forgot to put that on the minutes? Well, then how did you remember to put it on the agenda? You left it off the minutes intentionally because you knew you had a problem, so you altered the record. Right, Greg? You people know what you're doing. You just went against your 5 vote. You don't care about that, right, Herm? You voted no, and then you did it anyway. You altered the record, but I see on your agenda tonight, we're going to correct the record. Who's going to believe you bunch of morons? You're idiots. You literally come in here and go against your own vote. You 5. And they're the only 2 trying to uphold the law. You're morons. M-O-R-O-N-S. And I have so many instances of this. And you know what, Herb? I remember when you said at that meeting about Chris, I got a lot of family members all over the country watching this video. Now you guys seem to have a problem with views. You got Aaron Brockovich playing, you idiots. 3.5 million views. And now you don't like views no more? And you just admitted to violating FOIA law and mistreating her, and now you want to come out tonight and just set yourself up for the next lawsuit.
See ya.
Kick me out, Greg. I'm leaving anyway. I don't care. You're morons. Did you guys hear that? You have comprehension problems. You don't even remember your own vote. Your job, $165 an hour, is to tell them they're illegal.
Hey!
You gonna do your job? You can yell as loud as you want. I'll leave when I feel like
Next
that.
person, please. Harold?
Great meeting, by the way, Greg. It's going really well. You guys are pros. And here's the
Thank you.
flag you gave me when I requested the fence viewer today. Instead of a fence viewer, I got a flag. The one I actually already paid for. Thanks.
Will you escort him out, please? Okay, Harold.
My wife told me not to do this. Harold Cole. I was born here in 61. Been a part of the lake ever since. My folks built Lake Shannon, the development. Probably one of the best developments in Tyrone and Deerfield Township. I'm maybe a little prejudiced. I love nature. I hate these data centers that are coming in. And when we find the people to fight, I will fight harder than anyone. I've trapped every creek in this 3 counties. I water skied on the lakes, became the youngest professional water skier at 16, world champion. I love this. My dad built 15 all-sport lakes. He's the father of the all-sport lakes in Michigan. His obituary said he changed the face of Michigan, second only to God. I love it, and I will fight it. But these aren't the people to fight. I never even came to a meeting until a year ago, and I was scared to death because I had a little development I had to do. And so I started coming because I saw how things were going crazy. And I've got to know the people, and I got my development through. They're good to work with. Ross was great, way better than Van Heck. He's great to work. I've learned so much. I'm an old ski bum. I hate protocol, but I knew it was part of the thing. I had to get through it all, and it cost a lot of money, but we got through it, and I thank you. And you guys are not the enemy, and when we find the enemy, we'll fight it. No one here that I've talked to wants these data centers, and they're not the ones that we need to be fighting. And so when we find an enemy, when there's an enemy, I'll fight harder than any one of you. But these guys aren't that. Work with them. I had to. I mean, I got more to lose. I own the bottom of Lake Shannon. I don't want to have this thing go to everything. And I just want to say thank you. And I'm sorry, Dee.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come on, Mike.
Hi, Mike Amberg, 32-year resident of Tyrone Township and live on Foley Road. First, I want to thank everyone for the efforts that went into the reconstruction of that road. That road has seen some serious accidents, including one that required a medevac helicopter to lift people out to the University of Michigan Hospital. The road is in the best condition it has ever been in the 32 years I've lived on it, and I thank every one of you. Regarding data centers, the data centers were a result of Public Acts 181 and 207 being passed and signed into law by December 31st, 2024. They require a $250 million investment, X number of jobs at X number of rates depending on your economic zone. And if you meet those requirements, which are issued by the Michigan Strategic Fund, you get a certificate in your hand. You do not pay sales tax on your construction. You do not pay sales tax on your equipment, what you put in or what you use to construct it. That's how we got where we are. It is the representation we have in Lansing, and once this gets approved by the political appointees in the Strategic Fund, then the power's got to be approved by the MPSC, which is also full of political appointees. That's where we're at. That's why we're seeing an influx of hyperscale requirements. We're tasked to come up with something in the way of an ordinance that helps control this. Regarding Robert's Rules of Order and the Michigan Open Meetings Act, your board, if you may bear with me while I read it, if your board and council follow standard parliamentary procedure, a defeated motion can be renewed and presented as new business at a subsequent meeting assuming it has not been heavily restricted by your specific bylaws. You're also allowed to reintroduce a motion after the fact, as we did today in the agenda. That's what's on the web. That's the summary of it. So everybody can work under their own assumptions and what they believe, but we're following it as far as I can tell. That's all I've got. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Michael. Kevin?
I'd like to address the viral video that was circulating from last township board meeting, actually 2 township board meetings ago, regarding alleged non-disclosure agreements in data centers. The video presents an incomplete and misleading picture of what actually occurred. First, the speaker never identified herself as the wife of a sitting township trustee, a fact that provides important context for all the viewers. Second, she omitted several key facts that she already knew to be true. She knew that there are currently no data center applications before their township. She knew that the township has adopted a moratorium. She knew that there were no non-disclosure agreements between the township and any data center company. And I know this because her husband, Chris, knew that. She also failed to tell her viewers that her remarks were made during public comment portion of a meeting. A public comment is not a question and answer session, and the board does not typically engage in dialogue with speakers during this time. Yet, in the video, she demands that Treasurer Jennifer answer her question while also acknowledging that the board members do not generally respond during public comment. If you already know the board won't answer, then asking a question in a setting creates the impression that silence is somehow evidence of guilt, when it is simply following the established meeting procedure. The result is that people unfamiliar with our township are left believing that there is a secret data center project and that the officials have signed NDAs to hide from it, from the public. Neither of those claims are true at all. We should all welcome honest questions and public participation, but editing out critical context and omitting known facts only misleads the public and damages the reputation of the township and the people who served it. The only reason I can think of that she continues to mislead the public to the point our officials are being threatened is that she cares more about making a name for herself online than being to be a savior instead of knowing about facts. Our residents deserve transparency, but they also deserve the full story. For actual facts and to see some of the damage that was caused by her, you can go to TyroneTownshipWatch.org and see those threats for yourself. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin.
We didn't vote for it.
Hey,
Yeah, throw me out.
let's be respectful.
Oh, he's respectful.
Let's be respectful.
He's respectful?
He wants to call my wife a fat ass?
Yeah.
That's respectful from your VP?
Right. Everything's
Piss off.
Vice President of the Planning Commission, talking about a woman's ass size. Respectful man he is.
Do we need to go to recess so you can quiet down?
Can I talk?
You want to be respectful so she can make her comment?
Oh, I will to Jody for sure.
Go ahead.
Ready? Okay. Last weekend, Aaron Brockovich watched the video of resident Jeanette Rapetta asking the board members if they have signed NDAs. Aaron is a worldwide known environmental activist, and she developed a winning case against PG&E for $330 million. A movie was made regarding this titled Aaron Brockovich that won an Academy Award. I'm going to play Aaron's reaction to Jeanette's video.
This is what I love. This woman, this mother, listen, I just become their biggest cheerleader. You know, this is not, my story. Hinckley wasn't my story. It was their story. This is their story. And it becomes all of our stories. And I love watching moments like that.
Yeah, oh no, I think this is great. I like.
Currently, Aaron Brockovich has produced a map of the thousands of data centers and is taking reports from citizens, and that includes Michigan. She has stated that all, not some, but all communities are reporting identical results. That public officials are not telling them anything about the plans because they have signed NDAs. Also, when it's being rezoned or they break ground, they tell the residents that it's going to be a warehouse. And that is ironic because that is what we were told it's going to be, a warehouse. You still have time left to do the right thing and vote no on rezoning the property to M1. You should think of your loved ones and your neighbors. And I see that you have threats on your agenda. I know that the Rapetas and their supporters do not condone violence or threats. The NDA video was picked up by national podcasters, and it was not sent to them. If you have any concerns, you should have the police investigate right away. I understand it's not a good feeling. I experienced anxiety when my personal info, including a map to my house, the fastest route, and how many minutes it takes to get there, was shared by your employee, the cashier, to over 6,000 people. So that was not a good feeling. Thank you.
Yep.
My name is Corey Floyd. I live on Hogan Road. I'm going to repeat what I said last week, but I'm also going to address what Wixom just did for their community. Their board stood up and said, they told the data centers, he came and asked for something, I don't know what the exact word is, he came and asked if they would bypass what the community wants. And their board stood up and said, no, we are here to serve them. None of us, at least as far as I can tell, none of us want the rezoning. We want peace and quiet. I moved out here from Southfield. I don't know if any of you know where that's at, but it's right next to Detroit. I moved for a reason, so I could raise my children in peace and quiet. I've done that now, but now I want to live here for the rest of my life and retire here in peace and quiet, with nature, with the streams, with the water. I don't want to move out of this community, but I also don't want it rezoned to where it could potentially, things can slip through the cracks and all of a sudden we do have a data center. Whether you guys are planning it or not, or whether there's a moratorium or not, we don't want them. I believe that's pretty much the entire township, and we ask that you, please, don't rezone. We don't need that. I mean, houses are one thing, but warehouse turns into an expansion, turns into another expansion. The water, the resources, the noise. I can pull in my driveway and there'll probably be 10 deer when I get home. That isn't gonna stay. I pull in, there's turkeys waddling up my driveway. I love that. The nature. I lived in the city and I've lived out here, and I'm gonna say what I said last week. I didn't move out here for this. I could never move back to a big city again. I couldn't. I love this way of life. I love this township. For 23 years we've lived here. I don't want to pick up and move. I will, but I don't feel I should have to. I don't feel we should rezone. I think we should keep things small, private, quiet. Everybody just have their peace. I don't believe we should rezone. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Dan Dooling, Runyon Lake. I wanted to put into something in perspective for you with this data center. Everybody's against it, right? But it seems like it's not. Purity of intent is not on this board. Not the whole board. Just you 5. You have less than purity of intent, and year over year you approved it. By the things you say, the things you don't say, the things you do, and the things you don't do. To put it into perspective, let's take Runyon Lake and Runyon Lake alone. If a data center goes in, they're going to need a lot of water. Runyon Lake is 1.86 billion gallons. The average requirement of a data center is 2.7 million gallons per day. If we're just using Runyon Lake as the example, that would drain it in 689 days. So if you had grandkids that were just born, they can't even go tubing yet. They can't go fishing. 22.6 months. Runyon Lake's empty. 1 year and 10.5 months. Plus all the damage to all the other ecosystems that live and thrive and survive on Runyon Lake alone. But it's not Runyon Lake alone. And I suggest you get your purity of intent right, because you're not representing anybody in this room except yourselves. Thank you.
Anybody else? All right, I will close public comments. And we will move on to new business number 2, the RICO copier proposal. And I think Pam's going to pick this up for us.
So the 5-year lease for our RICO copier machines, it's about to expire in August. I recommend that the board authorizes a new 5-year lease agreement with our current copier vendor rather than soliciting bids from other companies. The copiers in current use have consistently met the operational needs of the township office. They provide the functionality, reliability, and document quality necessary for our daily operations. Staff are familiar with the equipment, and the current vendor has provided immediate, dependable service through the years and has provided the same for maintenance. The new lease provides 2 updated copiers, which is what we currently have now. Well, they're outdated now, but we have 2. So continuing with the same vendor through a new lease offers several advantages, including continuity of service, avoiding staff retraining, minimizing disruptions to office operations, and maintaining an established service relationship. Since the equipment has proven to be a good fit, changing vendors is not expected to provide a significant operational benefit. I respectfully recommend that the board approve the new lease agreement with the current copier company.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
How old is the copier? I mean, you say it's...
5. We lease,
It's
we
been
lease them,
updated?
and the lease
What's
runs
the
for
normal
5
life
years.
expectancy of those? Do we know? I'm only asking since, at what point do we go, let's quit maintaining an old one and get a new one?
Right, and that's what
Do
we're
them
trying
in
to do,
sequence?
is they'll give
That's
2
what they'll do.
updated versions
They'll keep
of what we
updating them.
have.
Yeah, they're taking
Yes.
these out,
Yeah.
putting new ones in.
And so
As part
5
of-
years
as
ago,
part of the
that's what they did.
maintenance agreement?
5 years
Perfect,
before
perfect.
that, the same thing. And it's been the same machine,
Yeah.
just updates
They
every 5
change the
years.
insides to new, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that's what I was curious, I just wanted to, make sure we didn't put money into something that maybe we should replace, but
Right.
if they're replacing them, that's great.
What's the cost change?
The cost changes between $20 and $50 per month. That just depends on your copies too.
The number.
But the number of copies that you're using.
So we're
can
charged by
influence that.
the 250, 385 monthly is
That's
a,
monthly, but then we also have a cost of usage per copies. Black and whites are one thing, colors are another, but I don't have like specific
and
costs
is
on
that, is that 250, 385 base price, it sounds like, has that changed? Has that gone up?
Yeah, that's increased a little over $20.
About 20, all right. And we had made an agreement. I appreciate greatly that you like this company, you have experience with it, but we had made an agreement previously for these kind of contracts to get multiple quotes, at least, and see what other groups, regardless of whether you like them or not, was to be able to provide that. And I don't see any other quotes for this same service. Can we not vote on this tonight in order to get maybe 2 other quotes from other companies?
Well, as I said, there's a cost if you go out and get bids. The cost is we have employees that need to be trained on this. And so that takes a lot of time. It minimizes a lot more office disruptions. I don't think we need bids for that. I don't think there's going to be much of a price difference, and I can't see disrupting the entire office to get a couple more bids.
I don't have my calculator on me. What's the 253.85 times 60 months? Can anybody do that math?
And maybe I missed it. You're not suggesting we change the copier, only somebody else servicing the existing copiers. Is that true? Chris, is that what you're asking? Getting quotes on the same service, which is maintaining.
They lease the equipment
So we
to
lease
us.
the equipment, okay.
Right.
So
And
this
the
is a
lease-
lease-
service.
This is a lease
Just a
plus
second.
maintenance agreement.
Yes.
And the lease
Oh, well,
runs out in August, so this is not, we don't even have time to.
I'm sorry, Herman, you said you had a total?
No, what was the, give it, was 60 times what?
253.85 times 60.
15,158.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you do that in your head?
What I'm saying is that regardless of whether a new vendor would swap out the equipment for $8,000 decision over 5 years in that commitment, I'm not suggesting these people aren't the right people and that they wouldn't be picked in the end, but we owe the people, the taxpayers of this community, the ability to see that we've made a due diligent effort on at least 2 or 3 quotes for the same products and services to possibly lower our tax obligation.
While I respect your quote from other companies, I think what Pam was alluding to is there is a cost to put it out to bid. There is a cost and a process for removing this equipment, installing new equipment. When you bring in a new contractor, they may charge you another one-time fee to swipe out the thing. Also, our IT people would also have to reinstall all new equipment so I think the cost would be much more than renewing this.
It's very exponential when you have to get 2 copiers online to everyone's email.
Yeah, to 10 people.
Use this.
What they're saying is that whatever you think we're gonna save, we're gonna wind up spending just going after the quotes.
Excuse me, I don't believe you
Okay.
until I see other quotes. Why would I believe that, oh, it's going to cost a lot more? Well, tell me how much more. Maybe it's worth paying a premium. But this is part of the bidding process that we should get. Maybe we
Point
don't
of
bid it,
order,
but we,
Mr.
excuse me,
Chairman,
let me finish.
No, I can't.
We can't hear
It's-
because the audience
it's-
can't be quiet.
It's part of the process of evaluating several, 2 or 3, hopefully, quotes, including the one that we like right now. I get that. To be able to say, yes, we've done our due diligence, and I think with the brilliance of these financial people in our office today, Pam and Jennifer, we should be able to come up with exactly an estimate of those additional costs to share with me and the board and the great people of our community. That's all I'm asking, is to not just jump at renewing this for 5 more years, but to actually get a couple more quotes and let's compare them. That's what I'm asking.
Zach, what is your feeling?
Does it go month to month if the term expires, or do they come and yank out the copiers
Yes.
in August?
Mhm.
All right. I guess, frankly, I would like to see what the cost of a comparable service provider is, but I also don't want the township to not have copiers. And I mean, over 5 years, I it seems like a competitive quote to me.
I make a motion that we suspend voting on this renewal today in order to get 2 additional quotes from other competing vendors and a cost estimate from the township of what additional costs might be incurred by switching vendors.
Mr. Repeta, though, I believe that leaves the township.
I just made a motion.
I understand, and we're allowed to discuss it.
Okay.
I believe that leaves the township without a copier, and that's my hang-up.
So
Well-
we're gonna literally come jerk copiers if we don't renew this by August. I highly doubt that.
I don't know.
Matt?
I don't think I want to try it.
Okay.
We haven't.
Why, all right, I'm going to ask a very strange question. I apologize for this to everybody on the board. But knowing that for anything over $500, I know you can make a choice to pick services for under $500, Pam. But knowing for over $500, we have talked many times about having competing quotes. But now we wait till the last minute. It seems like we have to do this because we'll lose our copy capability. Well, why didn't we plan for it? And why didn't we start earlier and honor what we said to this board, these board members and our community that we would get competing quotes? This should have been started back in March. I mean, and that doesn't help us today, I understand, but it just seems like that's the way we do things. We don't get another quote, we go right up to the end, and now we have to do something about it. I'm saying that we could talk to our vendor right now, see if we can go, to Zach's point, month by month for a few months, and be able to try to get some additional quotes. That's what I think is the right way to do it, and I make a motion to suspend and get the additional quotes and get the additional cost estimates that you've talked about, both of you, Jennifer and Pam have talked about, in order to give a better understanding of staying with the current one or moving to another one. That's my motion.
I'll support.
Can I discuss a little bit further?
Sure.
Please. An alternative approach to this would be the board could approve this quote as long as it is within a certain percentage of, whatever the competitive quotes are. I mean, if it's equal to, if we get a competitive quote that's equal to this, we could give authorization for them to accept this quote or a different quote. So the township doesn't run out of, or doesn't have a copier situation.
Well, we also have a situation that's not on this quote. It was mentioned that there are IT costs and other costs of implementing any kind of solution or even upgrading this solution that is not contained in this quote. So we also need to get that information about what those estimates might be as well.
So my question is, who's doing all this work? I'm in the middle of elections right now, and that is my statutory duty. So all these extras that have been added on me week after week the last 2 months, I can't keep up.
We're discussing up here, no discussion out there. You want to discuss? Out in the hall. Okay, continue, Pam, please.
I believe I finished what I was going,
All right, who's
what I
gonna
wanted
do
to
it?
say,
Because
that
you're-
I can't keep up with it.
Yeah, you have to.
Again, that's why we should have started in March.
In which I was working elections. That is my statutory duty.
Then we would entertain additional staffing requests to be able to cover these types of things. I mean, we've got to get better at understanding the resources we have, especially the things that are going on. Pam, I agree with you, elections are a cruel time for anybody working elections, without question, but the rest of the business doesn't stop because you're busy. I apologize for saying that.
But you can't keep adding on to my workload when I'm telling you I have statutory duties.
This is
I
your
have
workload.
myself.
This is part of your workload.
It is part of your workload.
It's not a
No, it is
statutory
not.
duty.
It
In
is
fact,
not.
Then it should
I
be, wait a minute, hold on. If it's not part of your workload, whose workload is it?
Don't know.
That's a problem. We again, what Chris just said, if there's a staffing issue and we need to come up with resources to do this, this is important to us in the township. And it needs to be done properly, it needs to be done properly.
I can't hear with you blibber blabbering out there.
Pointing at?
Behind you.
Well, then stop pointing at me.
If it's a resource issue, then let's do something about that also. But again, it doesn't mean that we push through things that we shouldn't be doing because of it, I guess is my point.
But that's not why it's being pushed forward.
Well, it is because
and
it's now due, and you're saying that if we don't approve it, we're gonna lose our copies.
Yes, but
So
it's a
that
great
is-
company to work with. When we call them for service, they're here.
I
We
don't
don't
doubt
have to
that.
wait for a week. Okay, so if we get a cost from somebody else, and let's say it's $10 cheaper, but you have to pay $1,000.
We don't know that because we don't have
Mr. Chairman,
information.
I
We don't
cannot
have-
hear
That's
the
our
audience.
question.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman, we cannot hear with people in the audience speaking.
If they want to talk, tell them to leave.
Don't you leave.
Please, please leave. If you gotta talk, go out in the hall.
You guys make sense.
All right. So, who wants to get a quote for these copiers?
I've made a motion, and I've got a support for that motion.
Who would like to get a quote for these
supported it?
copiers?
Dean supported it.
Okay, so do vote.
And the vote is, or the motion is again, repeat
This is the
please?
problem. I would be happy to do that, except for one thing. I don't know the inner workings of this office, so I don't know what else is attached to this. There's only certain people that know what's attached necessary to make this work in your office. So it's not just something any one of us can step up and do, or I'd be happy to,
I can.
okay?
How
So,
about we
again,
pass it for a year and then get the bids?
Will
And we
they
can do
let
a
us do it
trial.
one year? Will
We
they
can
let us
do
do
a
it
trial.
one
I
year?
don't know. We can
We'll check.
ask them.
I think,
I don't know if they'll bring it on my task list.
And let's, and again, let's make sure we get on the
No, I
agenda
don't
of resource issues.
No, I'm not. Nope.
I think at a minimum, this pause that I've made a motion for would allow us at least to contact our current vendor and ask them for some options to cover us for either a higher cost month by month without a contract for a temporary period of time until we can properly do, this is a lot of money to the township, and I hear loud and clear, these is a great people to deal with, but we don't make financial decisions only on great people to deal with responsibility to our township residents and to our fiduciary responsibilities. And I think that you might find that these people may want to actually work with us.
Will you repeat your motion, please?
The motion is to spend voting on this until we have time to get another one or two quotes, and to get an additional cost that Jennifer and Pam noted, that they could put together those additional costs, and we could see the total cost package of this and be able to make a better decision.
And I support it.
And you seconded.
Well, Greg, what I have is right here. I listen to Chris and Dean, and I see that, and I understand Pam has a lot to do, but like Dean said, we don't have the inner workings. If you're so put with so much heavy work, then maybe we need to bring in somebody 3 days a week to help. Because I'm right now looking at you, and you got the stuff to do and everything that you're doing, and I agree with you, but I'm thinking about with them, and I know you work with them, we don't. But we need to start doing what Chris suggested, and at least look at it. And if we know that something, I don't know, Dean didn't know, I'm assuming that you didn't know, Dean, that it came up in August, correct?
No, I did not.
I didn't either. And so if we put it on the agenda back in February, say, hey, we know it's coming up, if we can do that. This is what I'm doing. I can't vote on this right now, because I agree with both of you, and I agree with her. So I'm right on the fence on this to see what it is.
And the thing is, I'm sure this isn't the only thing on your plate that's coming up that needs to be taken care of. Again, that's why I'm talking about staffing issues that we need to discuss also at some point.
So what are we gonna do as far as renew it for? 'Cause we don't wanna go without copiers, so what will we do? Renew it for what? If they will, for 6 months, month to month?
I think we can call them and find out, and if they won't do anything, the next step would be to call a special meeting to bring us back together.
$1,000
And-
for a special meeting.
We just made $27,000 in interest a month
Yes.
bringing
and
this,
allocated
bringing
funds.
these people in together, to bring
We
us
can have a
together to make
special-
important decisions.
We
If you're
can
gonna
have a
poo-poo it
special-
just on cost,
We can put it,
that's
do a
ridiculous.
special.
Well, can we set something where?
So there's been a motion, and it's
I
been
think Herman
seconded.
was still talking.
Yeah, right, we have to do something here, because I can't decide right now on this. I would like to put some bids out, but Pam doesn't have time, so who would do it? That's it. Who would take the bids to get them? You gotta put them in the paper, correct? So that's the problem, instead of cutting your line.
Is there somebody in the office that we could at least, that you could, let at least do that portion before you collect the information and data? I understand you're gonna have to look at it, Peter, but.
Hey,
No,
no, okay.
no.
Can I approach?
Yes, please.
I will connect Is that out of order?
That was not a good idea.
Nah.
I'm so done. I'm done.
Mike Amberg, 11400 Foley Road.
Wow.
As many of you know, I've recently retired. I've got over 15 years in purchasing, including requests for quotes, analyzing the results, and sourcing. My deck at one point in time was $55 million, and I was able to negotiate 10% savings. Chris, you've seen my resume, so I would be more than happy. I will need a little bit of a guide in the comings and goings of everything, but I'm not unfamiliar with this by any amount. I've got 15 years experience in purchasing. So if you'd like to use me as a resource, I'd be more than happy to volunteer.
Is that something we can do?
Are we,
No, we will take care of it.
okay.
Well, I'm looking at Mike, he's not,
It takes more time to bring someone in and explain to them and give them the
Well,
information and the process than it does to do it yourself.
I'll
Thank
bring,
you, Mike.
okay.
Thank you for the
Thank you.
offer,
No problem.
Thank you, Mike.
for offering.
Yeah.
Okay,
so we're gonna vote on whether we're gonna go for 5 years and no bids?
Well, we've already got
No, there's
we've
a
got
motion.
to postpone the vote for tonight.
And then when we bring it back,
We'll either have to do, if they can't negotiate on their side month to month or something, then we'll have to do a special meeting and come back prior to the,
so was it the 1st of August that expires the copiers? What's the date?
It's by the 15th. I don't know the
15th.
exact date.
when's our next meeting? In
The
August,
18th.
18th, so it's only 3 days difference.
But if it expires on the 15th,
I'm sure they're not gonna, in 3 days, they're not
Well,
gonna.
we'll see, won't we? We'll see. If you don't have a
any
board
printed
packet
agendas.
printed out, then you know they don't do printers.
I do. Look at,
They're not gonna throw
okay,
it.
so there's been a motion and a second.
oh, did you have something to say there?
No, I don't have anything for that.
Just to move it, we're just making a motion to move it from this agenda to next and
And get some bids.
Get some bids.
see if we
Well,
have
we're
time to
not,
get bids.
I'm sorry, let me clarify. The motion is not to move this to the next board meeting agenda. The motion is to not vote on it now. We could call a special meeting if we need to respond to it quicker. That's what I don't want to bind us into by voting to only moving it to the next meeting agenda.
See, what I look at is Pam's busy, Mike said he would, and Jeanette said. If it was up to me, I'd team them up and say, hey, do it. That would be my thought.
You would have to work
That's,
with
hey, I know you don't want to hear that, but I have a right to say something too, Greg.
Yeah, I know.
And you know what I'm trying to do? Is get the community to work together. You have 2 residents that want to do it. 2.
Maybe you could explain to him.
Remember what I had said to
Listen.
Greg,
Yep.
is that it will take us more time
I know.
to get the information
Hey.
to these people.
But what we can do in the future is they could start 5 months sooner instead of waiting till the last minute to do it. You know?
Okay, let's move forward.
All right, so there's been a motion
postpone the vote for today.
postpone the vote on item number 2. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
Nay.
Motion carries. Okay, fence viewer discussion. So trustee Rapetta brought up a law. I'm looking for it here. Oh, here we go.
Actually, I had 3 residents talk to me about fences
Yeah.
that drove that, so it's not a Chris Ropetta making something up, it's a
Yeah.
resident-driven
They came to you,
topic.
and
Yeah,
they came to you and
absolutely.
said, hey, we need this fence viewer.
Well, they didn't necessarily say that.
Disputes
They-
on fences.
Just fence
Yeah.
issues.
So instead of coming to the township and asking for a fence viewer, they came to you?
Well,
Okay.
they
I
came
just
to me
wanted
to ask questions
I just
about
wanted to
fences. And
Okay.
and by the way, I am the township, so
Yeah,
not just you guys. I am the
That's
township.
okay.
I'm a complete representative on the board.
All right.
Are
So,
we supposed to be able to
So,
approach any board
we-
member?
yes.
Thank you.
We investigated, Chuck and myself, and I actually sent emails out to every other township in Livingston County to see if they had any. Genoa, Marion, Brighton, Hamburg, Unadilla, Osco, Handy, Green Oak. Didn't know what I was talking about. I also reached out to the 4 townships that surround us, Deerfield, Fenton, Rose, and Heartland, and they didn't know what I was talking about. But I have had a resident come in and ask for a fence viewer. So I'm recommending that we appoint a fence viewer.
And this is his resume right here?
and I have a clarification, Greg. I mean,
Okay?
because other townships don't do something doesn't negate a Michigan state law, does it?
No.
Okay,
I
I'm
didn't
just
say
double
that.
checking because.
I just wanted to get feedback for what's
Sure.
going on.
Okay,
That's all.
because there are, I've done some searches as well, and there are many townships in Michigan, not the ones apparently that you've done your research on that actually have them.
I'm sure.
And I do know also that this is taught by the MTA in our training when we take office. So it's got to be important if the MTA, which is, the author of our red book, right?
Yeah.
The big thick manual, also says that. I just don't want to leave the impression that this is not an important to follow state law when it comes up.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
So, pardon? Chuck, maybe you want to clarify for the board and the residents just what a fence viewer is, what their responsibilities are.
A fence viewer is assigned the task of apportioning the cost of either.
I'm trying to hear Chuck.
I never said anything.
Thank you, Chuck.
Apportioning the cost of the repair or construction of a new fence that is the boundary line between 2 properties. Part of the reason that we have it for repairs is because animals on one side may damage the fence that was placed by the other party, or animals on both sides damage it. And in the event of a new fence construction, because of animals on one side or the other, the fence viewer goes out there and tries to apportion the cost between the 2 residents. Now, there was a comment at one of the previous meetings that a resident had a boundary line dispute and that they came to the township and they wanted it resolved with our fence viewer. The Fences and Fence Viewers Act specifically provides that the fence viewer is not to resolve boundary line disputes. It's only the apportionment of costs of repair or construction.
And it also says just to add, thank you, Chuck, for that description, that a board trustee or a resident could fulfill this position, could be,
That's correct.
Correct.
it calls out those two positions or roles specifically, a resident or a board trustee.
And Greg, you make the recommendation, right? It's up to you to
I'm-
make a
I'm-
recommendation.
Yeah, I am recommending that we select Randy Pierce for this position. He did a little research on it for me and with me. He's got his resume here, it's pretty good, and he's also on the zoning board of appeals. He's
He's a builder, right?
Oh, yeah, he's been a builder for 50 years, 20 years.
And he's willing to do it?
Did I see you here, Randy?
He's back there.
You're still willing to do it, Randy?
Sure.
So there you go.
God love you.
It's a lot of money, $25.
Only 20. You guys keep 5.
Oh, yeah, we
That's
keep
right,
five,
we
sorry.
get to keep
The
5.
copy machine.
It could be beneficial to the township.
I guess we gotta make a motion.
So you
Is that-
need a
is that correct? That
No,
we're gonna-
I just recommended who I would pick.
Yeah.
You guys need to
So
decide.
I would make a recommendation to appoint Randy Pierce as the fence viewer for Tyrone Township.
There's been a motion to select Randy Pierce as the fence viewer for Tyrone Township, and it's been seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, Randy,
Good luck.
you're our new fence viewer.
Welcome to your new job. And by the way, thank you.
Oh, boy. Item number 4, non-disclosure agreement discussion. So, I guess as Jennifer pointed out to me, correcting the record, this covers our NDA. There's been much disinformation published regarding Tyrone Township Board and Commissioners having non-disclosure agreements, commonly referred to as NDA, with data firms or prospects that may seek establishment in the president of Tyrone Township. It is simply untrue. No Tyrone Township Board or Commission member has such an NDA. A recent Freedom of Information Act request asked Tyrone Township to produce any such NDAs, and the response to that request was that none exist. If such public documents existed, the NDA would not prevent the disclosure of that NDA. In other words, for a township official or any government official or any government employee to sign an NDA, it is not worth the paper it is printed on. Recently, a video, a short proportion of June 16th, 2026 Tyrone Township Board of Trustees meeting has been circulated. That video reveals a member of the public speaking at the call to public. Tyrone Township has clearly indicated in the past what the call to the public is and what it is not. The call to the public is a time set aside during the board meeting for anyone to voice their opinion. The call to the public is not a time for debate between the member of public or any board member. The call to the public is not a time, answer, and question session. From a review of the posted video, one can see a member of the public directing questions to each board member. The member of the public complained when several of the board members did not respond to her question. That same member routinely
Easy,
complains
easy.
if a member says anything
order.
during that person's
Yes,
opportunity.
Point of order.
Can I interrupt you? Because it seems that
Point of
we're out of order, of our agenda here. You
Well,
seem-
I'm
you-
just-
You seem, no, no,
I'm
you
just
seem to be doing
clearing the
discussion regarding
Go
threats, members, and correcting the record.
Okay,
And we should be on non-disclosure agreement discussion.
all right,
That has nothing to do with non-disclosure agreement, so you've
Yeah.
skipped 4, so I'd like to
all
move
right,
back.
let's go to 4,
Thank you.
non-discussion. I just want to clear it
Yeah,
up.
so, again, you'll have your chance to talk about that.
Supervisor, be a leader.
Yep,
So, Chris has handed out an ordinance to prohibit non-disclosure agreements. I think everybody, it's actually from Cohocton. Everybody got a copy of that? So, I mean, you could say it's not worth the paper it's written on, but it must be worth something because there's a lot of townships that are requiring us to sign or have an ordinance in place or something in place with a proper, to prevent this and to take action if you do. And I think that, again, I mean, I've seen some of the stuff posted. I don't think anybody in Jeanette's video ever accused anybody of signing one. I think as was presented, it was the video picked up by a podcaster directly off of Tyrone Township, not off Jeanette's page. They took the entire thing. And based off that, there's been a lot of people that I understand have made comments. Inappropriate or otherwise, I'm not sure. I'm not much on social media, but I've seen what you guys have posted, and I'm assuming that's what that's from. And again, I think we made it clear none of us want anybody being threatened. But again, that was not Jeanette Rapetta's video that was out there. If you look at it very closely, you can tell, because you actually see the back of her head, which means it has to be the video recorded from the township, not her.
That video, but she posted it on her.
You know something? She posted her video. She has the right. She posts some videos for every single meeting we
Not
have.
tonight.
She posted for, it is not something she did particularly, she does it for every meeting. The people that we have an issue with, the people you have an issue with, took the recording directly off of Tyrone Township's website. Again, look at it. It has the picture of the back of Jeanette, so it means it came from our camera, not hers.
Should I answer the questions?
So, again, I think a simple way to fix this is we put an ordinance in place, just like other communities have, that allows us, because even if we answer that question today, we could go sign one tomorrow. And it doesn't mean our answer today wasn't correct or true. So we put an ordinance in place with proper guidelines for what happens if you do sign one. And it could be something as simple as you resign from any, or recuse yourself from any discussion that involves that NDA.
I
mean, it's just, it's very
understand.
simple, and it puts everything to rest, and it's done.
Yeah, and
It's done.
I get it. I mean, Trustee Rapetta works for Hewlett Packard Enterprises.
Yep. I
That's
work
a
for
top
Consumers
5
Energy.
global AI infrastructure vendor.
And so does
So,
Kevin Ross.
and you,
I work for
Consumer
Consumers
Power,
Energy.
huge interest, both of the companies you work for, huge
And that's why I
interest
thought it was
in
very
data
important when I was
centers.
asked that question to answer it. Because
So,
I wanted to make
I
sure
mean,
they knew that I have
mean,
not
if-
anything to do with, any NDAs outside of what I'm required
And
for.
please
my
be
job.
quiet, we're trying to have a discussion up here, and I cannot focus on what Mr. Haas is trying to say.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I have an NDA with Consumers Energy, but it specifically pertains to customer information. So I felt honest and I felt it was important, based on where I work, for me to say, absolutely not, I have not signed any NDAs. And again.
So what about-
Same with me.
Yeah.
I was just gonna,
Go ahead,
if you're done, I was just gonna ask Chuck about, I like that, because I've never signed one, I've never had anybody ever approach me. I don't have a problem with it, because I have nothing that nobody's ever. In fact, before I came on this board, almost 7 years ago, I never knew what an NDA was, because I never had to have, I'm serious, I didn't.
Yeah.
So Chuck, with this, I mean, as far as adopting the ordinance, you gotta look it over, and we vote on it to do it, how's it work?
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
If you want to circulate it, I'll be glad to look at it.
Well, this is just one sample
This is just
from
a Cohocton
Cohocton.
sample.
This
We
is
can-
not the proposed
Yeah.
final draft of anything, just to be clear.
I don't think anybody suggested that.
Yeah, well, I'm just making it clear.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, thank you. I also, I'm sorry, Dean, were you finished? Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I also want to correct a couple of the misinformation things, Greg, that you just read. Number one is there's absolutely no evidence that in the NDA question of guilt or innocence, there's never anything mentioned by Jeanette Ropetta that you are guilty because of your answer. There's no evidence. That's not what she asked. She simply asked a question. Now, I also take issue because you can say all day long that it's not a Q&A. You can say all day long there's no interaction and things like that. But at the end of the day, guess what? Every resident has the right to ask questions of this board during their public comment time. Everyone. It does not mean that the board has to answer them. And just because you don't like the fact that there's some heat out there in social media, well, guess what? Where did Mr. Kevin Ross go? I mean, he's one here himself who takes social media to say that residents should drink bleach. Why don't we have that as part of these investigations? Now, I will say,
I'm trying to hear.
What I'd also like
Trustee
to add is that the proposal of an NDA discussion is to not talk about the NDA that the township would make, because we would be involved as a board to make a decision. And this is what I tried to clarify back in January when I brought it up to this board, where the Cohocton example was found in the meeting minutes as well. Chuck was trying to argue that, well, the township doesn't have any NDAs. I'm not talking about the township, I'm talking about individual people who are elected, appointed, employed, contracted by the township doing our business to prevent those individuals from signing a non-disclosure agreement. That's what this is about. It's not about the collective township as a public body making a decision. We would have to vote on that. That's what we would have to do to allow that to happen. But it's to not only discourage, but to set down some penalties, perhaps, and there's some in this example that are outlined on the page 2, that could be to a high discouragement of people entering into NDAs. That's the key here, is we don't want people to say, I can take it upon myself because the township allows me to, there's no rules against it, to go out and have an NDA on my own with a data center company, with anybody else related, even an NDA for a not data center. What if it's a farming conglomerate? Doesn't matter what it is. Non-disclosure or confidentiality agreements or any kind of agreement that would say, talk to me and I will help you as an organization position yourself, and I'm going to sign a document to say that that's secret.
Why do you think the board members would do that, or anybody in this township?
Have you, if that's what you've caught from my thing, is I don't think anything.
I'm asking you.
I don't think any of the board members will. This is a protection for us and to build confidence with our residents
So they know
that we don't.
They know we haven't, and they know we can't.
And so that's what it's all about. So the second part of that, that's what we brought out. It's not about the township, it's about individual people who are employed, appointed, or elected, or contractors that are doing business on our behalf. It's not an accusation to anybody that, oh, they would do it. Jennifer's a nice woman, she would do it. Herman's a nice guy, he won't do it. They wouldn't do it. I don't care about that. This is about documenting and making it official that this is not allowed in this township. That's what it's about. And by the way, the absence of answers to those questions is a political issue. That's what's driving all of this. So it's not me who's saying you're going to have an NDA because you didn't answer or you chose to whatever. It's simply about putting in place the necessary tools to build confidence with our residents.
Chris, can I just
Please.
ask Chuck? Because I'd like to, you know, I mean, what would be the problem with that, Chuck? I mean, is putting this ordinance in. Is it something we need to, like Chris said, show the residents that we have this in place?
Is there a problem with doing it? Is it unlawful? Is that what you're asking? The answer is no, it's not unlawful. It's a political decision as to what benefit it is to the township.
Well, what Chris said is showing, we have this ordinance in place, that we've signed it, so the residents are saying, you know, we have it here.
Mm-hmm.
To me, if we didn't do it, if you have nothing to hide, what's the problem? That's what I don't really care. I said, I don't have anything to hide.
It's transparency and integrity. That's what that means to me.
And see,
You don't have transparency and
It's proving I
integrity
do.
without that?
It's proving to
How
the
does that
residents,
prove you
so
do?
every single
How
resident
does that
knows.
piece of paper
It's
prove
okay.
that you
Well,
have integrity? How does it prove that?
We've gotten threats because they don't believe you are.
They can
So
We're trying to have a business meeting.
I'm trying to prove that I have this by what I do and what I say.
I do that every day.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
So I think
okay.
it's a conflict of interest that would require township officials to recuse themselves if they had an agreement like this in any imaginable scenario where it would come before a board or a planning commission. That being said, if Chuck looks into this and finds that there isn't a problem with it and it's something that would be beneficial to the township, I certainly don't have an issue adopting an ordinance like
I agree.
this. So,
Chuck,
I
how long
don't,
would
but
it
I don't
take for
think it
you
shows I have
to
integrity.
do this? Well, you see,
Trustworthy.
I don't think it's it. I don't think that's it. You know, I really don't feel that. Chuck, how long would it take to draft this and put it together?
I would have to gather ordinances from around the state. So it'll take a couple of months.
Cool. Because I'll be going on vacation next month. I can't go.
Well, what government does, I acknowledge government moves a lot slower than private business industry. But the other characteristic that it's important to solve this problem, Greg, you gave disinformation around the FOIA requests. We did have FOIA requests. There's a number of them that I know of personally, of FOIA requests around NDAs. But you have to admit that a FOIA request is only good at the time you gather that data. And if that data was gathered a month ago, there's nothing preventing today that from the time of that data gathering where nobody had it to today, someone may not have signed an NDA. And this way, this means that I, at every board meeting, should be asking that same question. Or residents should be asking the same question because it's a milestone in a FOIA. It's not anything other than that. So don't characterize it, we FOIA'd and nobody had them, so done. The issue is not done. The issue is every day there needs to be a FOIA if that's the case. But we're recommending this particular solution.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Why did you support me for township supervisor?
Why?
Yeah.
Transparency, which I don't see today.
Okay, rural township. We both agree, we want a rural township, right? We want to maintain a rural township.
Is this going to be pertinent to the answer to my question?
Yeah, managed development.
Okay.
I'm being transparent. We both want managed development. We want to try to restrict the development of the township as much as possible. We agreed on that when you were...
Appropriately.
Okay? I'm trying to talk to the board member here. We both agreed on a safe environment. We want to raise our family in a safe environment, right? Yeah? Wasn't that something we agreed on?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Fair property taxes? Didn't we?
Which I don't see, unfortunately. Still don't see that.
So I don't understand why you would come in here and think that I'm going to sign an NDA.
I don't think that. See, you're wait a minute, please.
We're trying to have a conversation.
Greg, you're completely misrepresenting. I just got done telling Jennifer, I don't believe you will, but this is not about believing or feeling that someone's going to do something or not. Because I'm telling you, when you're talking about $59 billion development in Mundy Township, that kind of money does crazy things, and you guys are already high on other people's money. Because of this taxes, $27,000 of taxes that don't go back to the residents, and all of these things. So don't tell me about that I'm accusing you of anything. I am not accusing anyone of anything. I'm simply making the point that a FOIA isn't that.
I'm going to make it very simple. You want this to go away? Put an ordinance in place. If not for no other reason, because I don't want to see anybody getting threatened. And if you look at these, I doubt any of these came from a resident of Tyrone Township. I doubt very much.
We're gonna have Chuck look into that, and we'll.
And I think you'll see this type of stuff disappear.
I just want to ask Chuck one question. Is there any, or was there any signed NDAs in the history of the township?
Who cares?
He doesn't know.
Point of order.
I care.
He can't answer.
I have been township attorney since, I think, 2008. There has not been any by the townships since then.
That they disclosed.
I cannot, pardon?
That they disclosed to you.
I'm talking about the township itself, the township.
As a public body.
Okay.
Exactly right.
As a public
I
body.
can't tell you about individual employees, commissioners, or board members. I have not been made aware of it, but I don't know.
Okay, thank you. All right, can we go on?
All right. All right, are we all set with, number 4?
So what's the action then that comes out of this discussion?
He said it would take a couple months.
He's gonna look into putting together an ordinance.
I just want to make sure we're clear on the action that's going to come out. Do I need a motion for that, or?
No, I think we'll be okay.
Okay, all right.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman.
We can't hear up here.
We have very.
You're right, because I'm loud. Now stop.
We have important work to do here as a board. We only get to meet a couple times a month, and sometimes not even then. And the same people repeatedly interrupt, and they're talking, and we can't hear. Terry, the deputy clerk, can't hear to take minutes when you're all chattering. So please, be respectful.
Please, be respectful. Come on, man. Come on, man. All right, so are we good with item 4?
Yes.
Yes.
And Chuck, as soon as you can get.
He's going to look into it, yes.
Down at that end, are we good with item number 4? You guys good with the actions that we're going to do? Okay.
Okay.
It's not just about me.
All right, so we're going to move to item number 5, the discussion regarding threats to board members and correcting the record. I guess I read that too early.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Would you like to?
Anyway, I'm not going to read it again, no. No.
And quite honestly, Greg, I think we just fixed it. I really do. I think, this video will go just as viral as the last one. And I think you're going to see a lot of people cheering and clapping and going, all right, it worked. They're really going to fix it. And then it'll be done and over with. I really believe that.
I hope so.
I do too.
I don't want to get raped in front of my family and dismembered.
Raped?
No. No.
Wow.
Doesn't sound like a good time.
In front of my family. Raped in front of my family and dismembered.
I mean, unless somebody else has something else.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I just want to be clear that I also condemn threats, intimidation, harassment against anyone. We're safety in our community, including our officials and employees, and everybody is really important. And if any communication that we've received constitutes a credible threat, it should be handled by law enforcement. We've got 2 fine deputies in the back, so
yes, thank you.
Thank you very much for your service in coming in tonight. I also question whether publishing these communications in the board packet here, distributing them, yes, they're FOIAble, serves the purpose of either fueling that. Maybe people see what they can get away with and it fuels it more. But I do think that like Dean said, if we can get a solid NDA prohibition ordinance in, that would go a long way to throwing some water on this hot topic. So what I want to make sure of as we walk away from this, though, in the correcting the record communication, this is not an attack on Jeanette. She asked a simple question. You guys can have, I think, Jeanette, I can name at least 5 or 10 people, even Scott Dietrich, our friend Scott, ask questions of us board members in every public comment. Every time. So don't start to pretend like, oh no, you are now prohibited from asking questions. That's a bunch of BS. This is about whether you respond or I respond and how we do that. The appropriate thing to do would be to allow the public to finish their comments in its entirety, and if you have a question or a response or anything like that, or want some clarification, at that point when they're done, when they've said their piece, they can then ask that. I've often asked that question, and then I get dirty looks from down, especially Zach. Can he do that? You know, he did that a couple times, a couple meetings ago. The answer is yes. Board members have the right to get more information or ask follow-up questions, but none of us should be interrupting anybody who's saying, unless there's threats or belligerence, foul language. You've read the code of conduct thing. So let's get away from this idea that you're going to try to violate people's First Amendment rights by saying, oh, you can't ask me that, or that's not appropriate. Their public comment time in itself is protected speech. All right? So let's get out of this idea. And by the way, the correcting the record says those things in it. And that's a bunch of crap. So it's let's not be sending out, and these corrections were not by the board. This email and so I would have asked, and I asked this in my response, that we never send communications out this as though it's from the township unless we cover it in a special meeting or at a board meeting. Because this is absolutely a bunch of crap. And absolutely should never happen this way again.
Okay, are you all set?
No,
Anybody else?
but I might get another question. If somebody else has feedback, I might want to comment on it.
Anybody else?
Hey, Greg, I want to comment on the comment immediately.
Anybody else? I'm gonna make a motion to adjourn.
They didn't answer me.
Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Hey, they didn't answer me.
Why, what else?
They didn't answer me, did they, Chris?
I can't hear.
I came to the township and got my answers.
Scott.
Once again, you lied.
Scott.
Oh.
Are you gonna, we have a rowdy resident. Are you gonna punish them for speaking out?
Scott!
No, he's not allowed. He doesn't get that.
You haven't thrown them out.
He's disrupting the meeting.
No, you asked. I asked questions.
numerous people
I never got answered. I came here to get a motion. Chris, you called me out. I just called you a liar.
I said you had the right to ask questions.
No
That's
answer.
right.
That's
You're
right.
gonna let him yell at you? Do I get to sit here and yell at
You
you
haven't
too?
shut up yet.
I mean, seriously, why don't you let him stop talking? Tell him to leave. Tell him to leave.
You haven't shut up.
You haven't shut up. Scott, you haven't shut up.
Thank you.
You're such a good. What a leader. Never shut your mouth, Scott. You run your mouth about me, Scott. Oh, you're gonna leave
I gotta
us. You think that's okay?
Ask them all three to leave.
The whole meeting, they never shut up.
It's always you, big
It's always you, Scott. The whole community hates you, Scott.
Greg, you sit and point your fingers at us, point your finger at him.
He's the one that created all this drama.
You can't do it, right?
Oh, it's so funny.
Come on, that was hilarious.
All right, so Jennifer has something she wants to
Point
I make a
of order.
motion. Oh, I'm sorry, Jennifer.
Point of
Go ahead.
Jennifer
order.
has something that she wants to share.
Go ahead and run away.
Hey, Scott, stop.
Oh, are we come down now? I have a different view than you. If I can speak. Trustee Rapetta, I have a different view than you. These comments and these emails that we have received are not okay. not in any sense of the word. A recent social media video shared by Jeanette Rapetta included a clip from the Township Board meeting during a public comment portion. During that time, she asked whether any board members had signed a non-disclosure or NDA related to data centers. Public comment is intended to allow residents to make a statement to the board. It is not a question and answer session, so most board members did not respond. I believe presenting that exchange without the content of how public comment works created the confusion and has contributed to the misunderstandings. I also believe that not including the information that the township has a moratorium in place, which means no one can submit an application for a permit for a data center, has also added to the misunderstanding. If someone generally wanted to know whether board members had signed the NDA, that question could be asked directly by email, phone, and it was not. I had a couple people call me and email me, and I answered their question. One important thing to remember is that we are all elected by residents of Tyrone Township to represent their interest. We are all residents who live here with our families. Our views are the same as yours.
No, they're
Same
not.
as the fine.
They are not the same as mine.
Okay.
You're telling me, you just told me I have a different view than you, and that's what you're reading.
Okay.
So they're not the same.
Okay, but our values, right? Do you think we all want the same things in our township? A rural community? I do, I want that, right? Okay, I also want to address the broader issue of this public discourse. Everyone has the right to express their opinions. We all share a responsibility to present information accurately and responsibly. When statements or edited videos lack important content, they can increase division and lead to unnecessary hostility. Since the video was posted on social media and discussed on a podcast, members of Tyrone Township Board, their families, employees have received numerous threatened emails, phone calls, text messages, and social media comments. I will read you a few of these.
What about the burn book videos?
Hey.
Excuse me?
I'm just asking for the friend.
Court won't resolve anything. Use violence against them. Start publicly hanging traitors and see how fast community will gain control. I'm just picking out a couple. Today, it's easy to be killed. The officials should be afraid. Time to pull out the baseball bats and remind them who works for who. I see folks who want to eat bullets. Beat the truth out of them. That's only a couple out of pages of emails and pages that were on Jeanette's post.
Again,
I get it, okay? Most of these, many of these threatening comments, appear directly beneath or in response to a video or related post. The township has preserved screenshots of the comments. I believe the way this issue has been presented has contributed to these serious threats, and threats not for something the board has done, but threats from the action of a resident. Regardless of anyone's position on this issue, threats and intimidation have no place in public discourse. I believe these social media posts and the way this issue has been presented has contributed to the increased hostility towards members of the township board. Whether intended or not, the result has been an increase in threatening communications directed at our public officials. I respectfully ask everyone, including the board members and the residents, to lower the temperature. We should disagree respectfully, rely on facts, and reject threats or harassment directed to anyone. I respectfully ask Ms. Rapetta to delete the misleading post and all the threatening comments below.
Well, you can, wait.
Hold on now. Tell me what part of that video is incorrect? Just tell me which part.
My opinion is it's misleading. She doesn't say who she is.
So you don't have evidence then?
So what you're telling me is, you're blaming.
Hey.
You're blaming, yes you are.
Yes, you are blaming her. You're absolutely blaming
You're
her.
blaming her
Okay, if you put a
for
post-
somebody else's interpretation of a picture.
If you put a post on somewhere, okay, I know you're not on social media. If you put a post somewhere and someone makes a derogatory comment to it, would you delete it?
I'm not the one involved. All I'm saying is, that that was, they have the right to their opinion.
If that wasn't her intent.
I don't agree with what they're doing, but it is not misinformation. It's information that exists that you don't like, somebody else didn't like, and somebody interpreted it. It is not misinformation.
It is misinformation, because we've never signed NDAs.
Nobody said you did. She never said you did. There was nowhere in her video, and again, I repeat, the video that went viral was not her video.
It was a township
It
video.
was the township video, directly off the township webpage.
It might have been that video, but it was the snip that she posted.
But by the way, let's not talk about your employee, the township cashier, and how much bashing she does out there on social media, or Kevin Ross, or Herman's agreeing. We have John Ward agreeing with a lot of this stuff, all fueling the fire. Kevin Ross, Marcia Dix, I will name lots of people who we have direct evidence of slamming people in this township, and you do nothing about it. You do nothing. You sit there and you don't do anything about it.
Okay.
So let's get the house cleaned up before you start going and blaming other people who are not responsible for your actions or misactions. Get your own house in order.
Apparently you need to.
Video, no documentation.
I'd like to have a little part in this conversation. So the threatening and intimidating language directed at members of this board, and in some cases our families, following the online circulation of a video clip that was posted, that's a serious matter. I'd like to take a moment to read some of the comments posted online in response to this video.
Well, what did the police say about it?
You're interrupting me.
Oh, okay.
You had your chance. Now it's my turn to have a little say-so in this discussion.
All right, go for it.
So I'll skip some of them that I had highlighted that Jennifer had read, but some of them may be repeats. Hang those that don't answer. If this isn't the time or place, then ask them at their homes. I see folks who want to eat bullets. Those who answered should be afraid. Build the gallows outside of all the public buildings. I bet they start working for the people then. Beat the truth out of them. Some rope and court of public opinion will solve this. Beat one with a hammer and the rest will straighten up. Break out the tar and feathers. Fire to their home. Time to put out some baseball bats and remind them who works for who. How about punishable by removing 5 digits? And then there's a little knife. Nah, charges should be guilty of witchcraft and they get burned at the stake. If ballots won't work, bullets will. Regardless of anyone's views on township issues, threats of violence or intimidation, they have no place in our community. We're all neighbors here. I fully respect, don't interrupt me. I fully respect every resident's right to express their opinions and participate in the public comment period during our board meetings. I believe those are fundamentals. At the same time, everyone deserves to be safe while carrying out public services or simply living their daily lives. I encourage everyone to engage through civil dialogue, public comment, and the democratic process. I appreciate those who participate respectfully, even when we disagree. Let's all remember we are all neighbors. We're all in this community together.
Then why are you blaming Jeanette Ropetta?
I did not blame her. I didn't blame anyone.
Jennifer just did.
That is not me. This was my statement.
I'm glad to see that this board finally finds it wrong that you should disparage or threaten or harass people on social media, because it's been going on for me for 2 years. So I'm glad to see you guys finally decide to step up and want to do something about it. Thank you.
like an opportunity to speak, Jeanette Ropetta?
No, public comment.
Where,
Do you have
Please allow me.
Do you have anything?
Please allow me an opportunity to speak.
So, it's all very disheartening to me and concerning to me. I do this to help the township that I care about, to help the township that I love, to protect the place that I want to live and where I want my children to live. And to see this type of discourse, to see these types of disruptions during the meetings is incredibly difficult. And I would appeal to everyone to please take the temperature down and let us conduct business.
Give away our properties?
Hey.
Sure.
hey,
You done?
Thanks, Tracy.
Thank you.
Here's your answer, Dean.
First of all, I'd like to start out by saying I have never signed an NDA, nor I have ever had anybody approach me or ask me to sign one. It's very disheartening to see where we are as a township in such a state of constant tension. I have lived in this township for almost 50 years. My father got out of the Korean War and bought 3 acres in the mid-50s, and my mother lived in the same house for 62 years. I'd like to ask and pray that we can all heal and start working together as a team to make our already great township even better. I remember when Ronald Reagan was newly elected to be our president, I was at a Meyer store on Hill Road, and as I was walking up to the front door, a guy called to me and he said, "Hey, can you come over here and sign my petition?" I asked him what the petition was, and he said, I want to collect as many signatures as I can, then I'm going to mail them to President Ronald Reagan. And the purpose of that was to get the president to stop the nuclear arms race and start the reduction of armed missile warheads. I said, that'd be great. But what do you think, can we trust the Soviet Union to do the same? And here's what his brilliant answer was. It has to start somewhere. So I'm asking everyone here that's listening tonight to come together as a community. Together, we can accomplish so many wonderful things with the passion that we all have. We all care about this township, and we can make it great together. And with Mike and Jeanette, some of the things I would do is because people don't have it, and Jeanette, you have always wanted to help out and stuff, and it's just to give people that, if they're busy here, is to give them things to help out, that want to volunteer. Mike, you did, and Mike Mark left, and Jeanette. That's what I would do. That's how we're going to have to do it. Chris, and I'll apologize right now to you. On all the stuff on social media, I was wrong to do that. I will never do that again. Whatever's put out there, I'm going to apologize to you and anybody else in here. Because you know what? I was wrong. And I need to be better for this. And from this day forward, as I tell the football team, I only control 3 things. My thoughts, my words, and my actions. And that's what I'm going to try to do from this time till the end of my thing, is working together as much as we can to try to make this township better. Thank you.
Thank you, Herman.
all right. I would just like to close with, I've been approached by residents saying, "Why are you so angry?" And I've looked at the board meetings, and it's not anger. It's frustration, because I'm frustrated because I don't get it. Why there's this confrontation when all these board members want the same thing that all you residents want. I mean, we really do. We really want the same things you want. I mean, I've lived in this township over 60 years. Believe me, 60 years ago, it was a lot more rural than it is now. But we've done a pretty good job of keeping it a rural character. And that's our goal. That's the goal of the Planning Commission. That's what every one of those employees want. That's what this entire board wants. And so I'm frustrated that we have this constant confrontation. And development, I don't understand. You cannot stop development. It's going to happen. You can't even control it. That's communism. All we can do is manage it. We can manage it the best we can, and that's what the Planning Commission is trying to do with their ordinance. That is exactly what they're trying to do with the data center ordinance, is they're trying to manage it so that if, heaven forbid, one does come here, we can at least manage how it fits our rural character. The deputies. I get why people think, hey, I pay taxes, the county sheriff should be here all the time. Well, it doesn't work that way, because the sheriff doesn't even have to have patrols, does he? No, he has those guys because he has extra funds to do that. And the reason they're here is because we pay them 8 or 9 hours, 7 days a week?
12 now.
Well, we just moved it to.
We moved it to 12, okay. I mean, I don't understand why residents wouldn't want a safe environment to raise their family in. I mean, I grew up here, I felt safe the whole time. I raised 2 daughters here, they felt safe the whole time. And I can't see why expanding their service on a contract basis it just makes sense to me. Again, we are alike in a lot more things than we're disagree on. And so I'm just asking that everyone please try to treat each other with the same respect that you want.
Well, that's part of the problem, Greg. It's appreciated what you just said. But the fact is that respect and accountability and transparency are not present in this township by elected, appointed employees and contractors. It starts with everything that shows it. And I have a laundry list starting with me having to FOIA information just as a trustee. You force me to FOIA information in order to get information to make decisions on this board. That's just it's terrible. That's just the beginning. So you really need to understand and start looking at what you don't do and the questions you don't answer and the things that you don't want to be accountable for. And who are you appointing? And why don't you curtail all of the stuff that's going out there? You just think, oh, if I don't think about it, maybe it'll just go away. And guess what? It doesn't go away. It eats at the core of the townships. But what you're seeing is that we are a township of different people. We share some values, many values, but not all values. And I share the values of freedom of speech and liberty more than I share secrecy. So whenever I'm told, oh, well, just come into the office and tell me, well, I can't do that, I'm going to violate the OMA. It's possible that that may be construed because there's too many officials. I don't come into the office. But when townships tell people that, oh, just come in and talk to us, guess what happens? That means we don't want to be transparent. If we're not willing to put everything about this township in writing, of course, outside, within the legal framework for Mr. Whitmire over there, that's absolutely legal, then there's a transparency issue. And so if you want to force trustees to do FOIA requests for information, that's a problem. And if you want to squelch that people can't ask questions, you can choose not to answer them just like you do all the time. We as a board choose what to answer or not. But if you want to say you can't ask questions during public comment time, this is why people are angry with you and with the decisions that this township is making. And you need to look in the mirror really hard and say, instead of saying, why don't they get it? Why don't I listen differently? Why don't I listen to the people out there? Instead of planning commission, what did John Ward say at the last plan? I'm a resident, so we're all residents here. We represent the township. Well, that's not true. I mean, look, Mike, he just offered his services as a member of the community. You gave a list of things that we ran on together. One of them was workshops with who? The residents. And guess what? You failed, big F, to do that, to even encourage that, and to even foster that. And you say, I don't know why people are having a problem. Look in the frickin' mirror, and you'll find out quickly why people are having a problem with all of you. I'm done.
Greg, and I just want to say one thing. You know, you said, hopefully when the data center comes here, we'll be able to control it. See, that's one place where you completely missed the residents. They don't want it. They don't care the cost. They don't care what the value to this community is. They don't believe it fits in our community anywhere.
If you don't have a strong ordinance, the state could jam it down your throat.
The state, they can sue us. They can sue us. But my point is that we need to really.
All right, I'm ready to adjourn.
Is that we really need to drill down and make sure the ordinances are so tough. And there's a ton of people out there that are trying to help.
We're doing it. They're doing it.
That want to, again, transparent to the people, let them know what we're doing. Which I was kind of open-minded exactly this from the last meeting, but it's like we'll move on.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Would you advocate?
There's a
for me,
motion
please?
to adjourn.
I was spoken about tonight, I would like to be able to come up.
I made a motion to adjourn.
Just let her speak.
Come on.
I let her speak. She was called out. She was called out.
Come on.
Could I speak?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
She didn't get public comment, let her talk. Yes,
She didn't come up
Thank
for
you.
public
she
comment.
can have it. I'm in no hurry, let her talk.
Scott, please.
Let her talk. Oh, I did, Scott. I'm trying to work with, go ahead, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, you're done.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
I'll start as soon as Scott's done.
Scott, stop!
Stop talking.
You good? Okay.
Tonight, there were things said about me, inferred about me. What you guys have done and associated me with threats, you got it wrong. I never put a video out there. I have my own little video on our own little page, and you had several influencers go to your YouTube channel, and they took cuts from the YouTube channel. It wasn't me. It wasn't my videos.
I saw your letter saying you got more.
Hey. Let her finish.
Do you want to blame me for this, Jennifer? You're blaming me for the threats. I heard you. Okay, so you're saying yes. I'm the reason?
As I see it.
It's how you see it?
I said it was my opinion.
So Jennifer has blamed me for the threats. I asked a simple question, and you don't have to answer me. Guess what you did, Jennifer? You answered me.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
No, you can't, because I'm talking right now.
But it's not public comment time.
Oh, okay. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Did you post something? You said you put it on your thing. And when you see negative comments.
I didn't
on
see
what-
any negative comments on my posts. None. On mine, I saw comments of people that agree with me. I didn't see any
threatening
I did not
comments?
see any threatening on my posts. You're looking at the wrong thing. You're looking at, you know what, you can stop making the face at me too. I saw
I
you
may
and
have
Greg
been looking at the
laughing
wrong
while
thing,
while
but
Jody's talking, the two of you are laughing
Did
and
you-
making fun of her.
And you
Let her
guys talked through
speak.
the whole thing.
You know,
Let her speak, please, Jennifer.
Okay, if I'm accused.
but it's not our money,
wrongly,
right?
I'm sorry, but the post I see is under your post. Okay, that's what I seen.
What post did you see?
And then I seen this.
What post
Aaron
did you
vote-
see? I don't know what you're talking about. Which one?
What webpage?
I don't know.
Oh,
See,
Well,
that's,
then how do you know it's
I'll have to
hers?
look it up and show it.
yeah.
Well,
That's the problem.
okay. Even if you posted something, if you see all these other ones, and you contacted, what was that blogger, or the podcaster? You just contacted them today and said, thanks for standing up for us, or blah, blah, blah.
I absolutely did.
And there's more videos.
Can you shut up? Slut.
This isn't productive, Mr. Chairman.
No, stop a minute. You never gave me a chance.
Mr. Chairman.
Jennifer has interrupted me the whole
We'll
time.
let you finish,
Stop.
but when you see.
Then let her finish. Just stop
She
talking
She
and let her
can't
finish.
quit
Point of
talking.
order, Mr.
She
Chairman.
can't.
This is not productive. This is
Can I
not
speak?
productive.
Are you gonna let me speak?
Finish.
Please
Okay.
speak.
Try to keep it short.
I will try to if she
People are
will
getting
stop
tired.
interrupting me, and he will also.
Keep it-
Okay, now, you have blamed me for doing something that I didn't do. Thank you, Jennifer, for saying it out loud. I'm the reason for the threats. Good to know. You are blaming the wrong person. I am, stop talking.
I said it's my opinion.
Hey, let her talk.
But she's putting
Let
words
her
in my
talk.
mouth. I can talk too.
Yeah, you can, but let her speak.
You know what?
I'd like to make a motion
Here's what I'm
to
gonna
adjourn.
tell you,
Do I hear
Jennifer.
a second?
Second.
Here's what I'm gonna tell you. You have another lawsuit. Good for you.
Who, you threatening me?
You lost you, the taxpayer. Yeah.
He does.
And you get,
Get down with one turn.
you bring it all on. You've done it since the asphalt plant. You like to get people riled up, and that's how these people. He's a trustee.
So I supported it.
Okay.
You should take those things off your post. Yeah, shut up. You were responsible trustee. Just go home. No, go home. You go help. Go home. You're a piece of shit. You're weak. You are. Go home. Let's just, I just want to. That's a solid issue. How are we gonna enforce all that? I mean, it's just a waste of time.
For Wednesday, I'm not even, I couldn't.
So many times, you think I don't see what you've written about Chris and I, what you've done?